Danny Staten here on the Daddy Dan blog. So there's nobody here yet, and that's really cool. Hell, nobody will probably even show up. But just in case they do, hello there, welcome. I'm getting set up. Y'all have to forgive me. Oh, hell, ain't like nobody's here to forgive me anyway. Okay, I hope somebody actually shows up. I hope I'm actually live. Let me get the other phone out, go into the chat, see what's happening. See if I'm actually live. Hey, I found me. Apparently. And apparently, I'm the only one watching. Let me cut this volume down here. Greet everybody. Greetings from South Carolina. I hope somebody actually rolls in here to watch this stuff tonight. Anyway, we're getting started here on 13 o'clock live. This is the little warm-up thing we do before the show, where I just kind of sit around and say, hey, how y'all doing, and welcome people. And I thought I'd start out today by welcoming everybody. How's everybody doing today? Who knows out there? Scared silly. It looks like it might just be you and me tonight. I expected there might be one or two more people here. Well, anyway, I thought tonight, while I'm waiting to get started and waiting for a few people to come in, that I would regale you all with a treat. So let me get this set up real quick. Anybody want to let me know in chat who and all's here? Check out this picture right here. This picture was taken in Williamston, South Carolina by a farmer named Mr. Trotter. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, about right there. Awesome.
Rechargeable batteries, other batteries not included.
Well, I hope somebody actually shows up.
Jack Loose, Jersey. 2 miles south.
Hey, Eric, you piece of crap. You didn't show up. And I got a video to prove I was there.
river bottom wilderness in southern Arkansas. Along with deer, duck, crane, and beaver, lurks a creature that walks upright. Whether it is a man, a monster, or a myth, no one really knows. What we do know is the people around Falk, Arkansas say they have seen such a creature nearly 250 times since 1954. And that this creature, whatever it is, emits one of the most terrifying sounds ever recorded. The Legend of Boggy Creek, rated G.
Do you ever get scared when you go out there? I mean, so many questions.
I'm too stupid to be scared.
Oh, no.
I got no fear in my heart.
You gotta be some kind of scared, Dan. I mean, seriously. I mean, you're going in,
I've seen it all.
so, you're not never worried about what you're gonna stumble upon, like, especially the ones that are cloaked. Like, that you can't see all that great. Like,
No, I don't have no fear. I just don't get scared. I don't feel what people feel is called fear. I'm more too curious and too interested. And I carry a really big freaking gun. I mean, like a huge one.
oh my. Guys, if you have not seen Daily Dan's channel on YouTube, please do go check it out, because these vocals that he's picking up are simply amazing. From his own backyard, you guys. His own backyard. Did you ever find out what that was in your backyard that was making those vocals that everybody's talking about?
I have no clue. I've actually took the audio up to the zoo to a primatologist and had them listen to it, and they sitting there with their mouths hung open saying they had never heard nothing like that.
That growl was something serious. I mean, it really honestly was. I'm sitting here like, when, I always watch your videos, and then when I pulled that one up that day, I was like,
Is that the one where I fell at the end of it?
I don't know.
I go up in the air all of a sudden and stop without me signing off.
I don't remember you falling. Maybe you did, and I just didn't catch that part, because I was like, my mouth was in awe from the sounds. To me, I mean, it sounded like almost like a canine growl, like a dog or a wolf
this area I'm in is infested with red wolves, and you get a lot of red wolves howling at the moon sometimes. And now there's something else is over this way. In the darkness where I can't even see. But it sounds a lot louder on this side than what's sounding off way down there in the woods. About 30 yards away from me, 40 yards.
Greetings, YouTube. Welcome to 13 o'clock live. I'm your incredibly cool host, Daily Dan, and I'll be rocking out the tunes. I'll be playing all the good stuff for you as we're on the Bigfoot Watch here in South Carolina. I got the camera pointed out towards my backyard where you just saw the kind of weird stuff that goes on, and hopefully, one day when I'm doing one of these live streams, maybe we'll actually get to see something. So as I always like to do, let's rock it out. As soon as I get to the point where I can actually find what I'm looking for. And that'll be Mr. Pat McCormick as he plays the theme for 13 o'clock live. Thrill Factor by Pat McCormick. And welcome to the show. It's showtime. Feel free to drop them links, my flock. Feel free. Well, welcome everybody to the show. I'm out to get things started tonight. We're going to rock a few songs off. We're going to chill out. We're looking down yonder where you see under that big street light where I've had all kinds of activity. You can find amazing videos on the Daddy Dan blog. Just in the pre-show, I was showing a little clip from my Sasquatch Saturday shows on Daddy Dan's The Good Stuff. Everybody should check out Daddy Dan's The Good Stuff. The link is in the chat. And if you go to the playlist, you can find the Sasquatch Saturday episodes, and one of which I just played during the pre-show. And I hope y'all really enjoy checking out that stuff. I'm going to play a song now. We're going to play some S1E2, and they're going to perform a little song called What's Up for us. And after that little song, we'll talk for a few minutes, and then we'll bust out a Bob Gimlin interview. And listen to that. What do y'all say? I wish more people had tuned in tonight. I was expecting a few extra people, but you know how it goes. It's a Saturday night. It's late. I guess everybody had a little bit better things to do on a Saturday night than sit around watching YouTube. It's true. Maybe we'll play this instead. Hey, that's a good idea. D-D-D, Danny, do-do-do. I don't even got no sense to share my own stuff. That's how messed up I am tonight. Greetings, Thrash Pondo.
Trust unseen and I find you every day for something new. On the line of a different view, and nothing else matters. You never care for what you do. Never care for what you know, but I know. So close, no matter how far, couldn't be much more from the heart. Forever trusting who we are, and nothing else matters. Never care for what they do. Never care for what they know. But I know.
Okay, YouTube, for the next segment of my show, I will be teaching the people in the chat how to drop a freaking link. Because I think it's important that if you're in this chat and you're a moderator, you need to know how to drop a link. So let me hold the phone over here in front of the chat. Do you see the phone? This is the phone. The first thing you want to do is drop your screen. Boom. So you see this screen. See that screen? Then you pick out the channel you want to drop a link to. You know how to pick out the channel? You go to all, and you'll see a list of channels. These are the ones I'm subscribed to right here. Pick out which one you want to drop a link to. Who shall we drop a link to today? Let's go through here and pick out somebody good. Let's drop a link for my friend, Dave Sunstorm. You go to this page right here. You see that page? You click on About. At the very end, you'll see something that says About. Do you see that, YouTube? Do you see it? Click on the About page, about the person you're going to. Pull it up till you see this link. You click on this link with your finger. Boom. It goes to this page. You see up there, that top left-hand corner, it says Copy Link. You copy the link. Then you go back to the chat. Boom. Pull back up your little screen. And you see right here, you just push this and boom. The phone falls over. Oh my God. And now it's in the chat and you send it. And boom. Now you see Dave's pulling up in the chat. Did we get that, YouTube? Did we get it? What do you say, Thrash Puns? Did you catch all that, or do you have to watch the replay? Okay, we're going to move right along now. I appreciate everybody showing up today. It means a lot to me for the few people that did come. You all are my friends, believe me. And I don't have many. So we're going to play one more song. We're going to find something really cool. I got this guy named Warhorse. Been doing a lot of cool songs lately. And I'm going to throw one of his songs out there for you. And then we're going to play some Bob Gimlin talking about the Patty Bigfoot. Check this song, and this is by my friend Warhorse. How's that sounding, YouTube? Everybody still hearing everything nice and clear? Everything still okay? Let me know in chat, please. Somebody just type yes. I don't want to experience no technical difficulty over here. So do you? Okay. Somebody's typing something, so I guess y'all can still hear me. So I guess now would be a great time for me to look it up. See if I can find it. And we're going to play that Bob Gimlin interview where he talks about his Patty encounter, where he talks about seeing Bigfoot for the first time with Roger Pattis. I've been looking forward to this, and it's a real rare interview from CBS News I managed to find. As far as I know, not been played to you guys in the Bigfoot community. So I think you guys in the Bigfoot community will really enjoy hearing this. I'm sure some of you have not heard it. And his name is Bob Gimlin. So sit back, fire you up a bowl, and relax, and enjoy this tale as we're on the Bigfoot watch here in South Carolina. I'm keeping my eyes out down that way, out towards them woods. I'm hoping at me making a little bit of noise up here might attract something tonight, but it's been quiet for a couple of weeks here in South Carolina. I haven't even had no reports from down the road to go investigate. So it's kind of depressing, guys. So the best I can do is throw a radio style, coast to coast style show at you where I play you some tunes. I tell you a story or two. I play you an interview or two and do the best I can right now in my current situation.
Was there, yes. I was backing Roger Patterson up all the time. While he had the camera up, working with it, I was riding back of him. It was a Saturday, sunshiny, bright fall day, October 20th, to be exact. And it was just a warm, sunshiny day, and we were just riding up alongside the creek on the east side of the creek. And about 4 miles from where we were camped, Roger was just riding. Roger was riding in front of me. I was leading a little pack horse. We were basically going out to camp about 40 miles further out than we've been riding. We've been riding, making big circles every day. And so we were going to go on out, so we had a pack horse with us, a small pack horse. And when we were just riding up the creek bed, and Roger was taking pictures of the beautiful colors, of the fall colors of the trees and the brush and all that. And all at once, when we come around a bend in the creek, there one stood across the creek from us. And of course, Roger's horse just went. Berserk. Well, mine did too, but I was able to stay on him because, I was a pretty good rider back, and I was only 36 years old. So I was a pretty good rider, and I stayed on my horse, and Roger finally, he didn't get dumped off his horse, but he got a little help getting off, and he grabbed the saddle bag cover, one flap that he had it on there, and unflapped it and got the camera out and started running across the creek, taking the picture. And he stumbled. It had a kind of a bank on the fore side. And so Roger had had the camera up to his eye, of course, and he kind of stumbled and fell down on his elbows. And he wasn't really sure if he got sand or whatever in the camera, because this is all happening really, really fast and excited.
Had you guys gone up there looking for Bigfoot?
Yes, trying to find more evidence. We were called down there with 3 different footprints, 3 different size of footprints around a piece of equipment. And by the time this was Labor Day weekend, and by the time I got down there, or we got down there, there'd been so many humans that come up and walked around and disturbed the tracks. Plus it rained also. And so there was no real good footprints for casts or anything. So that's why we kind of stayed and just started riding in big circles. Well, not really circles, just wherever we could go, you know. And we usually cover about 25 miles a day of riding through the mountains and different locations. That's why we had decided to travel further way on back, a lot further back, and look for more evidence, because we hadn't found anything in a month. We've been riding for a month and hadn't located anything.
How does that make you feel knowing that you guys have this footage?
Well, it makes me feel really good. Of course, Roger's deceased, has been since 1972. And I can't speak for Roger, but I wish he was still alive so that he could enjoy the advancement that we have created. I say we as the whole, everybody that's involved in it has created over the years. You know, it started out where if you had seen a Bigfoot, you're a kook, you know, and nobody believed you. So, but now it's a whole different story. There's too many folks that come out with good evidence and sightings and all kinds of evidence. So they can't deny it any longer. And so the last few years has been really good. There's Bigfoot jerky, Bigfoot everything. And so I'm really pleased with the advancement that we have acquired so over the years. The first 35 years was difficult. It was around where I lived, gee whiz, I was a real outcast. And so, and I had a job and all that, you know, and so the guys that I worked with, they believed in me and stuff, but the other folks didn't, you know, they just said, and my wife worked at a savings and loan institution, and so she worked on the teller line for a while, and they'd come up and say, hey, God, you're Bob Gimlin's wife. You know, we thought that old Bob was a sensible guy, but he goes down there in California and comes up with a weird story that he made a film of a Bigfoot. So it hurt a little bit. It hurt a lot. And so that's kind of what I went through for 35 years. And then in 2003, the Russian scientists had come over to visit with me, and they had invited me in 1990 to come to Russia, but I was busy working, and I just couldn't get the time off, you know, and I was riding a lot of colts, breaking a lot of young horses. And so then Dmitry Bayanov decided to come to the United States to visit with me and go to the conference that Al Hodson was putting on at Willow Creek, California. And the response was so tremendous that that's what got me back into going to conferences and talking about it and telling my story. And so I've been doing it ever since. I go to conferences all over the United States.
Talk about that day. You guys set out to do a documentary on Bigfoot that day?
Well, the day that we started out, okay, we left camp about 1:30 in the afternoon. A sunny, real sunny day, and we got everything packed up in a little pack horse and ate lunch and everything, and just got started out. And of course, Roger was riding in front of me all this time, and he was filming the trees, the beautiful colors, the changing fall colors that everything was changing, and never even thinking that we'd ever run onto a Bigfoot, because we were going to head way on back, about 35, 40 miles further back, and stay the weekend. And we were only, I say, about 4 miles from where our camp was, just riding along the creek and lazily kind of rolling along there with a sunshiny afternoon, and all at once, boom, there's one standing across the creek. So things started happening dramatically fast. Yeah.
Don't say no. You consider that's a hot spot.
Mount St. Helens? Well, Mount St. Helens was a very mysterious mountain before it blew. There was evidence of a missing people who was never ever located that went up on Mount St. Helens. And over around that particular area, around Mount St. Helens, there was some really strange stuff going on. And it never was proven to beyond the shadow of doubt, but there was things happened that was never explained. And so they kind of branded Bigfoot as part of the mysteries. And so Mount St. Helens, yeah, before it blew, was really a hot place to go. It's been kind of a tough subject to deal with, really, in the early days. Not like now, not like there's so much sightings and so much evidence out there now. They can't deny that they don't exist.
Bigfoot and aliens. You have heard connection between them.
You know, I don't know. I won't say no, and I won't say yeah, because I don't know. I've never had that experience, but there is so much evidence brought forward that it possibly could be. And if it's accurate evidence, there could be something there. And a man by the name of, well, I can't come up with his name right now. He wrote some books way back years ago, and he mentioned that in his books that there was connections between the UFOs and Bigfoot. And this guy was a very good, he was quite a guy.
You know a little bit that where you actually saw Bigfoot. I mean, tell me a little bit about, afterwards that takeaway of knowing that you see something that most people in their life have never seen. How does that make you feel? Is it when you guys contacted people who've never seen it, how do you feel about that? With
I'll never forget that few seconds that I did get to see her. It'll be with me the rest of my life. And so I feel like that I was pretty much, well, I won't say I was blessed, really blessed, but however reason or why the reason that I got to be the one that witnessed her, that I'm still alive, makes me feel really good. And there's been so much question about, do you feel that there was a young one? Or, well, we never know, because there were 3 different sizes of footprints, and this was only about 3 miles from where the footprints were. And it indicated that there was a male, a female, and a youth. So, beings we only saw, well, I didn't realize it was a female at the time I saw it. I didn't know the difference. But things we saw, one, the possibility that there was the other 2 up in the woods somewhere around. And maybe that's why she walked away and did the things that she did. I'll call it she, because we did find out later on, when they found out she had mammary glands and so forth, that it was a female. And so to make that kind of a little bit plainer, it would be like she might be doing something to detour us away from the other 2, or she might be traveling to where they were, or it was so many ifs.
That moment, do you remember that feeling?
like, yeah, what
Oh, well, the feeling, oh my God, yes, I remember the feeling. It was just, yes, they really do exist. You know, because I was kind of down the middle of the road. There were so many testimonials that Roger played to me about different folks that had seen them and witnessed tree knocks and tree bent limbs and stuff, and that I was kind of on the idea that, yeah, there probably is something. That's why I went down to see these footprints. That's why I did all the work that I did to get down there to see the footprints, and then they were all disturbed and ruined. And that's the other reason why we decided to stay and ride. And and look for more evidence. Is that was the only reason. And so to be able to run onto one, it was like, oh, God, there is one. And she's walking away, and I'm trying to hold my horse and stay on my horse until I did ride across the creek and stepped down off the horse, and she turned and made a head turn towards the way I'd be like about from this angle when I rode across the creek, and she was about 200 feet from me at that time, and just made that one turn and never even slowed down. So I had a rifle, and I knew I couldn't shoot if I had to shoot sitting on the horse jumping around. So I pulled the rifle out of the scabbard when I come down on the ground, and I never did raise it up to the shoulder or anything as long as it was walking away. And so there's been a lot of ridicule about, yeah, Bob had his rifle and all that, ready to shoot it. I wasn't ready to shoot it. I just wanted to make sure if I had to, I could get a shot. And so there's a big difference between that and me raising the rifle up to shoot at it. But a lot of folks don't quite understand that. I mean, they probably never realized my hunting ability. I hunted big game all the years before that. I shot a lot of elk and deer and bear, and I was an excellent shot.
And in comparison, I mean, you kill these wild game, all these different kinds of animals. In comparison to size, how much bigger was this thing, and how big would you estimate this thing to be?
Well, I don't have to estimate. Bill Munns has proven the height over the years of a lot of study of measuring different things and taking the footprints and measuring them. She was 7'3" 3/4 inches tall. So that's pretty good size.
And does that look pretty accurate in terms of what you saw as well?
Well, I never realized, because I was up on top of a 16-hand horse when I first saw her. So when they asked me, I said, oh, she was probably a little over 6 foot tall and massive muscle. Just bulk muscle. So I was way off as far as, and they said, well, what do you think she weighed? And I said, 300 pounds or more. Well, that would have been light. She probably weighed closer to 800 pounds. Knowing what I know now and all the evidence that was presented about it afterwards. A person will I made a lot of mistakes about different things that they asked me when they first saw the film and then asked me about the film. I said, 6 foot or a little over 6 foot. Well, but when I got down on the ground, it was a different story. I mean, but she was a little ways away from me then, and you can see she's kind of in a slouch position, kind of not really standing up straight, or I guess that's about as straight as she walked all the time. But when she was just standing alongside the creek, she looked pretty doggone tall. But you got to be careful when you make statements, because then they hold you to it all the rest of your life, and you say, well, hey, it all happened so dramatically fast that I didn't have time to think about a lot of things, because I hadn't planned on seeing one. And seeing one just was boom, 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 and so therefore it was pretty dramatic.
The naysayers, what do you say to that?
I say, well, think whatever you want to think. I know what I saw, and if you've seen the film footage, analyze it and think about it. And don't tell me that they can't exist, and because there's so many people out in the woods all the time that would see one. I'd say, don't even talk to me about that. I said, just think about what you're saying. And if you don't, then that's your ball game. You can think. I said, I'm not out here to prove to anybody that they exist at all. I said, I know they exist. And I say, there's no question. They say, well, is there a little bit of question? Is there a question whether you could have been fooled? I said, no way. No way. We were 36 miles back in the woods. And the closest thing to us was guys up on the side of the mountain, way up high, starting to build a road, a logging road back. And they were way up on the side of the mountain with a bulldozer and road graders and stuff. And I don't even know if they were even anybody up there on a Saturday. This was on a Saturday afternoon, October 20th, 1967. And so we didn't witness any equipment moving up in there or anything, because we could actually see way up on the side of the mountain from where we were riding up the creek bed. So we didn't see any activity up there, or wasn't even looking for it. We wouldn't pay any attention to that, really. We were out there just riding, we had a destination that we were going to, and that's where we were going, and Roger was filming all the trees and the brush and stuff that had the beautiful red and yellow fall colors. And that was, just his mistake, or his error actually would be, to not be ready. Because I preach now, be ready for anything that you might run into, and carry stuff with you to pick up evidence and present the evidence to whoever is interested enough to take it. Take a plastic bag with you, and tweezers, and a ruler or something. If you see a footprint and you cast it, you put something down to indicate the size of it. A dollar bill will even work, or anything that an actual size of it. And so I said, put it on one side, put it across the front side, and even the heel, so that you can verify what you're really telling folks. I just share my experiences of what happened to me and how it happened and so forth, and take it for what it is.
Not being the one that filmed it, one might even argue that you had the best view, because you weren't trying to handle the camera, you actually had the ability to just look at exactly what you saw. Can you tell us maybe something beyond the film itself that someone, like, for example, maybe sights and sounds or smells and sounds regarding the Bigfoot that you encountered?
Well, yeah, when I first saw the film footage, I thought, that's nothing. Guys, he never really got anything that was good, because I was looking at it through two blue eyes, and Roger was with the camera, and the film footage that he got was, well, I finally decided that it's pretty good. But the first time I saw it, I said, that's nothing. That's nothing. I saw so much more of everything, of the muscle movement, and I was looking at it all the time. Roger had to relocate 2 or 3 different times to get a little closer, and well, that's why I rode across the creek and took the rifle out of his scabbard, just because he said, well, Bob, can you cover me while I go and get in another area? Because he wasn't sure that it was all alone either. He didn't know whether the other two, because there was 3 different size footprints, whether the other 2 was there somewhere around. So anyway, there was so much stuff that went on about that over the years, and it's settled down a whole lot, because people are seeing them now and witnessing them and witness what they do. And there's actually folks that claim they communicate with them.
Yeah. So what y'all think about that, boys and girls?
I went down in the river about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, sisters, let's go down, come on down. Oh, sisters, let's go down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the robe and crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, brothers, let's go down, come on down. Come on, brothers, let's go down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, fathers, let's go down, come on down. Oh, fathers, let's go down in the river to pray.
Well, YouTube, I have to say I really enjoyed that. I think the world of Bob Gimlin, and I think the key facts. If you listen to the interview, he talked about 3 different size prints, and I've heard hundreds of interviews, and I don't think I've ever heard that fact about 3 different size prints, and they thinking they may have been more of the creatures around. To me, that just kind of I find that mind-boggling. It blows my mind a little bit. I saw Thrash Pondo in the comments. Thank you, sir. Does anybody, make sure you look in the chat. I dropped his link earlier, and that's Thrash Pondo Ponds, my partner in crime. We actually plan to do a little show in the future. If he ever gets his shit together, wait a minute, I ain't supposed to use language like that. They have to forgive me. I have a little bit, a small case of Tourette's, and sometimes I don't ever know what the hell is going to come out my mouth. So you're able to get anything here on this channel. So what do you say? I just had a thought. I just had a thought. And I'm looking for it right now. There's only one thing we can do. And I love promoting other channels on my stream. I was on another stream earlier tonight, I'm not going to say whose, and they were giving me a hard time about dropping so many links in chats and stuff, and I don't understand that. I think everybody in the community should support and subscribe to each other. In case you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm looking for the 10 worst dad jokes ever created. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. And I hope he don't mind too much, but since it's my stream and I can pretty much do what the fuck I want to do, let's take a look at the 10 worst dad jokes ever created from my friend Thrash Pondo Ponds. And you can find his link in the chat. And since the Bob Gimlin interview is officially over, I guess the show is officially over. And we call this part the after party, where I'm going to talk about a few other channels and play some music and just kind of, I can't say that, and kind of chit-chat.
Greetings out there, all you folks out there in YouTube land. Thrash Pondo here. And today I have a special friend of channel request. Yes, friend of channel Ken Wilkinson has been asking me for some time to do a Doctor Who themed top 10 list of the worst jokes Thrash could provide you with. And after some concerted effort, I managed to get to 5. So today I'll be presenting you the first half of the top 10 list of the worst Doctor Who themed dad jokes money could buy. But before I do that, I must ask you folks like, subscribe, and all those wonderful things I'm always asking you to do to get my channel up and going. And speaking of helping the channel, I have to give a shout out to a special friend of channel, Retro Nerd Girl, at her channel, Retro Nerd Girl. She has been celebrating her 6th anniversary and did a celebratory question and answer period. And she very graciously took the time out to answer my question, which I could not be more grateful for. And while we're on the matter, if you think what I'm doing is good, you have to check her out. She is an avid lover of film, and she does retrospects on vintage sci-fi and horror for the most part, but other films mixed in. And just does wonderful and very thorough reviews that are they're a pleasure to watch. So please go to Retro Nerd Girl, like, subscribe, and tell her Thrash sent you. And now, folks, back to the content. The top 10 list of Doctor Who jokes in no particular order. Number 1. Did you hear what happened to the Doctor when his Universal Translator broke down? Well, he still managed okay with the languages, but always had a problem with the dialects. Exterminate next. At number 2. What is the number 1 Time Lord shopping day of the year? Why, Cyberman Day. Next. Number 3. What's the Doctor's least favorite game show? Master Chef. I am the master. You will next. At number 4. What's the Doctor's favorite Kino number? Why, K9, of course. And number 5. Where do Time Lords get their nuclear bread from? A Tom Baker. Get it? Tom Baker.
Oh, God.
It's where they get their yellow cake from as well, I guess. And next. Oh, looky Lou. I have a bonus. What is the Doctor's favorite video game themed cocktail? Of course, it's the Sonic Screwdriver. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. With one exception. I've been toying with the idea to do a little pre-party for before Dave Sundstrom's show this evening. Dave Sundstrom is, of course, doing one of his retro shows tonight at 8:30. Batman theme tonight is my recollection, but whatever it is, it's going to be double plus good. And I'm thinking about doing a little warm-up before that. That seemed to work very nicely last week. Themes to be determined. So you know what? If this sounds fun for you guys, go to the comments section, say yay, nay, no way, and possibly any comments you'd like me to hit on if you do want me to do a pregame for my buddy Dave later on tonight. So either way, I'll be watching for your comments in the comments section, but until then, this is Thrash Pondo. Thank you very much for joining, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all again very, 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 very soon.
Thrash Pondo Pons, my partner in crime.
This is Jake Fenn.
I tell you what, Pondo, I love your stuff so much. Everybody should check out Thrash Pondo Pons. You'll find his link already in the chat. I said you had to do it, Pons. Did you learn? Are you on a device where you actually can? You know, a lot of people have mentioned in the comments, and they said to me, Daddy Dan, how come you keep the camera pointed at the woods or pointed at something else and don't never show your face? Well, it's kind of my trademark is I don't show my face too much on my channel, but I have done it before. And since this is kind of the after party, I'm going to whip out a video that's on Daily Dan's The Good Stuff. And if my flock can do it, please drop a link for Daily Dan's The Good Stuff. And this is a real treat. And this is just an awesome treat. I don't think too many people seen this. Daily Dan's going to show his face. And it's when I had my special visitor. That's right, the guy that you heard Thrash talking about. Dave Sunstorm.
I can't believe it. I've been in shock all day. I took him Bigfoot hunting, Dave.
Oh my gosh.
You got some scary areas. Holy cow! And it's right by a cemetery. Come on, Danny. What are you telling me about Bigfoot? Is that where he likes to hang out?
Apparently so. Bigfoot likes to hang out around cemeteries. All my friends and people who hunt Bigfoot say they have a lot of activities around.
Actually, pretty cool little town. Pretty cool little town where you live.
I took Dave down and showed him my hometown and showed him my Mayberry-esque lifestyle. What did you think about that, Dave?
I like it. I love the little towns, towns that only have 3 or 4 stoplights, that still don't have the Walmarts, still don't have, all of the creature comforts. It still feels a little bit like Mayberry, just a little bit.
I like to think so. I think that's why me and you become friends, because you see me like Opie. Because when I was a kid, everybody used to say, there comes Opie, because my grandpa was the chief of police. And I rode around in his car, so I got labeled that Andy Taylor lifestyle. And plus, I'm from, you saw it, a very small town.
Yeah.
Very similar to Mayberry.
Yeah.
This is like the first interview I've ever done on the Good Stuff channel, and only my second interview probably ever in life, and I had one of the biggest stars of YouTube out here with me today.
Oh, come on.
Everybody watches your stuff, Dave.
But it's fun to be able to visit with you. It's fun. We've talked over, on live streams and in other, ways through comments and all those kind of things. But it's fun just to meet you in person. And you pointed me out, we went to a great place for some Southern barbecue. Thanks.
Yeah, there you go. We have
for the recommendation. And yeah, I'm loving it.
We're showing Dave some Southern hospitality down here in South Carolina.
I appreciate it.
That's my old hillbilly voice.
Yeah, I love that voice. That's what I live for when I'm watching your comic book reviews. Is that, hello YouTube? I wish I could do it with that kind of enthusiasm, but
I always try to bring it out.
It always makes me smile.
But half the time, like, I'm really nervous. I'll be like shaking, and a lot of times when I'm doing a comic book review, I'll do some stuff, and then I just stop it and just start over because I done said something I'm not supposed to say. With the rated R superstar with the mouth. And there's some things you just can't say, and some things I probably shouldn't.
Yeah, and the other thing that's been really cool is hanging out here in Danny State and Central. You guys can't see this. You can see a little bit of it in the background here. But this man has the most impressive comic book collection. And, he's using it wisely, using it for wall decor as well. And you just walk in here, and the part you can't see is over here. There's like, pointing it over here towards this, there's all sorts of great Bigfoot stuff.
Actually, they can, sir.
There we go. Look at that. He's got the Bigfoot hat, his binoculars, all sorts of articles on Bigfoot. It's quite the, Danny State and Central is quite the HQ, I've got to say.
Must you not be able to sit there. Okay, I got it. I was worried about that a little bit.
That looks good.
I call this my little office area, and I do try to keep up with the Bigfoot stuff, but mainly I use it to try to keep up with all the packages I get. People send me stuff, and I always try to send somebody something back when they send me something. So constantly, like you can see the packages over here ready to go out. And there's one from Pat McCormick sitting right over there.
Look at that.
Where he sent me this really cool shirt. I just still got the thing. I think his autograph picture's still in there.
That Pat McCormick, he's a good man.
I like
I
that.
love
By the way, Pat, I'm wearing your shirt, dude.
That's right. He's wearing it all around town. He's showing it off so people know all about the golden age of TV.
Man, we gotta give Pat a big promo.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah. On the Good Stuff channel here, almost every video I've ever made has just been a trailer or something I've done that shows other stuff, not me. This is really my first appearance on my own channel.
Wow.
But what a big thing! What a big thing!
It's overdue.
Sitting here with Dave Sunstorm on the Good Stuff, the Good Stuff guy on the Good Stuff channel. Is that not off the train?
We're talking about the good stuff, but I think you got to talk about the sad stuff just for a minute.
Oh man, I knew you was gonna bring that up.
I'm going to. Michael Nesmith yesterday passed away, 78 years old. I noticed on the wall you've got a Monkey's comic book up there.
Yeah, I was a big Monkey fan. It really breaks my heart whenever one of these guys passes away like that.
Yeah, and talented. Here's the funny thing: they weren't hired to be musicians, but ultimately they became accomplished musicians, started playing their own instruments, became a legitimate band. And what a great set! They were entertaining, they were funny, they were great actors, and they were great musicians.
I can't remember what year it was. I think it was either 99 or 2000. They did it was the year they come out with that song. Oh, what was the name of that song? About the good old days.
Yes.
You know the song?
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I can't remember.
And they had this new album come out, and they were
that was
together.
That was the Pull It album, and it was in the 80s, like 86.
I think it was a bit later than that, wasn't it?
I think, were two reunions. There was the 80.
That was then, and this is now.
Yeah, that
What
was
year did that come out?
that's the 80s.
Okay, well, the year that come out, I actually went and saw them on the reunion tour. I guess my brain's a little. I thought that was a lot.
Well, there was two reunions, so I could be confusing it because Michael Nesmith wasn't back together with them in the mid 80s when they first reunited, and then he reunited with them around 96, somewhere around that.
It had to be that because it was the original.
Was it all four of them?
Yeah, before Davey died.
Okay, yep. Then that's.
And it was the original one.
You're right. Then it was the 90s.
And it was. I was thinking it was 96 or 97,
And
maybe even later, 98 or 99.
Maybe that's when that was. And
Let us know in the comments below if you know.
That's right. Please let us know. Help us.
That memory of seeing them on that reunion tour meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
It was like one of my biggest memories.
Yeah, very great band. Lots of fun, and you know what? Now it's just the Mick. That's all that's left. Mickey Dolenz.
Wow, that's sad beyond comprehension.
For sure.
And I was talking to you earlier, and we were talking about other people that passed, and I said the other one that affected me greatly was the loss of David Bowie.
Yeah.
In my world, he was a big thing.
For me, it was. I loved Bowie growing up. I got into him probably in the early '80s, a little bit after some like Ziggy Stardust and Spiders from Mars.
God, I'm old.
Yeah.
I was like digging Bowie back in them days.
Yeah, you were. Yeah. So.
Wow.
But I was. Scary Monsters was, I think, the first album I remember of him doing. But I was telling you, even at the very end there, maybe a year or two before he passed, I thought he looked great.
Yeah, and that last album he did, I can't remember the name of it right this minute, but that last album was really good too.
Yeah, he just such an innovative musician. And another tough loss.
No, there's been like two other losses I consider tough for me, and that was, of course, being a Star Trek guy. As you can see, all the Star Trek comic books with Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah.
And that one I took really hard. Now, when he died in that movie, I took it really hard. That was just the movie, so when he really passed away, I took that hard. And the other one would be that guy behind you over there, Gavin McGavin, and that stuff.
Oh.
And that's still my favorite comic books, by the way, that I've never opened or looked inside of.
One of these days you're going to have to review one of those.
I know. I was going to do it this Halloween, but I got so bogged down and so behind on stuff. I'm still behind on stuff. You saw all the comics. I've got like thousands to get to.
Well, I can't wait you threw one on top. I'm looking
Yeah, that's
forward,
what I'm
looking forward to seeing you review that one.
Well, between Thanksgiving and probably Valentine's Day, I try to do stuff like that. I try to steer away from the horror and the gore of the world that I'm doing, and try to put out,
Yeah,
something cartoony, something a little lighter, maybe some rock comics. I got a Bon Jovi and a Kiss I showed you earlier. I'm probably going to get to over the next couple, between now and Valentine's Day.
Can't wait.
And then last Valentine's
Oh yeah, Yoshi, I'm gonna show your fucking face here in a few minutes too.
That one. Yeah, I remember that one.
Go look for another one of them, I guess.
Yeah.
And people ask me why I don't never do the superhero comics. Why I always review horror or something off the wall or something.
Oh, I like your reasoning.
And I was telling Dave earlier, the reason you don't see me do the Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, is because all these comic books are good. They're great. You can't argue with Stan Lee.
No.
But I tried to do a comic book that I could at least poke a little bit of fun at.
Right.
You saw the last one, didn't you?
Sasquatch Detective.
Sasquatch
Holy
Detective.
cow.
I'm fixing to mail that out to a friend. Yeah, that was not going to make the wall, YouTube.
I'm hoping she's still going to be your friend after I send it to her.
I think she's enjoying it, being a girl.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I didn't know. I didn't know that there were, like, sexy Sasquatches out there, Dan.
Fucker, you
there's
busted
60
me.
Sasquatch hunters. Let me point out a couple of them. Curious Cryptids. Brenda Hagen. Jackie up in Alaska, Iron Dogger, one of my real good friends. You should check out her channel. Wow, that's a good chick. And there's quite a few good-looking Bigfooters out there. You'd be surprised.
Well, they got to stay in shape, right?
Yeah, that's it.
You've got to be able to, keeping up with Sasquatch is hard work. You got to stay physically fit.
Well, she gets out of 30 degrees. Iron Dogger, Jackie, she gets out 30 degrees below zero weather.
That's crazy.
At night.
That's crazy.
In Alaska. She's got bigger Iron Doggers than I do. Okay. What do you say, Dave? We call it anything else you want to tell them about anything you got coming up?
You know what? I think my next few... Oh, I don't tell them about. I went, besides visiting Danny State today, I visited Aunt B. Now, of course, Aunt B's gone, but I visited her grave up in Siler City and in North Carolina, and I'll post a video of that visit in the next little bit.
All right.
Something to look forward to.
Put a picture of me and you at the end of it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, I will. Yeah. One of the pictures
So this
will be
is
there.
Danny Staten here on Dirty Dan's the Good Stuff, sitting here talking to Dave Storm on this Sunday special. It'll come out tomorrow.
Oh, I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that up tomorrow. And
Okay.
thank you for being with me, Dave. And you said you were gonna hit the button, that big white one over
I
there.
will do it.
Bye, y'all. So, YouTube, what'd you think about that? That was when the famous YouTuber named Dave Sunstorm came down to South Carolina and paid old Daddy Dan a visit. Yeah, it's true. He came down and visited me. It made me feel so good. I was looking through here trying to find Mr. K9's channel because I think the whole world should see him, but I think it's on one of my other phones. You know, I got like 5 phones and several different channels on different phones, and some of you know I subscribe to you on all my phones. So I'm looking for Mr. K9. I almost was sure I had you on. Yeah, I knew I had you on all my phones, you goofy bastard. So, in the chat, you see a guy named Mr. K9, and believe it, he is a friend of mine. He's from Monster Island, where Godzilla lives. There you go, Mr. K9. I give you some publicity.
Finish him, Daddy.
Why not call it that? What?
Well, it's true, YouTube. I have found another cryptid. The incredible Yosh. Be careful, Yosh. Don't let Godzilla get you on the island. And Thrash, man, you made me bust. You made me crack up with your jokes in the comments. Lucky Smith! Oh, I might wind up playing one of your videos too before this night's over. Right now, I'm going to take a musical interlude while I go get me another mixed drink. Sit back and enjoy, my friend, the War Horse. And look for Bigfoot. love the War Horse. Everybody should check him out. I actually put his link in the chat earlier. Yeah, and I was looking in the comments, and dude, Lucky say his stuff don't fit my channel. Well, the first 45 minutes of the 13 o'clock live show, you know, I showed some Sasquatch stuff, and I played the interview that's featured on the headliner. But when the show's over and I announce, you know, well, that's about the end of that part. Though this is the after show. And during the after show, there ain't no telling what you're going to see or what you're going to hear. I may even bust and start coughing. You just don't know what the hell's going to happen over here in the after party. And any of my friends who have channels, I'm able to show any of your shit at any time I take a freaking notion. I'm able to play your music. I'm able to play videos of you. I'm able to play anything, damn it. Because that's what Daily Dan does. And I tell everybody here, always, sit back, relax, and come. Come as you are. Be yourself. Chill with the Daily Dan. I'll play you some music. I'll play you some videos. We will chill out together on a Saturday night. What else have you got to do? And when I get a better computer, it'll be a real professional show. But this is only like my second or third show. And I'm just getting started. So this is the way I have to do things right now. But in the future, not too long from now, it'll be a little more professional show. Be glad you're getting in at the beginning. What do you think about that, YouTube? That's my friends at S1E2. And you should all give them a subscribe. I'll make sure next time I do a live stream, I have their link to drop in the chat handy. So how y'all like my little show? Let me know in the chat or in the comments below if you're watching this at a later time. Let me know if you like the way I do things. I'm not sure how everybody was going to take me just playing random stuff and chilling like this kind of after the stream.
Short attention span theater. Hey, this is a shout out to the Daily Damn blog. Hey man, I like your videos. I was thinking about you down in Florida, man. Keep up the good work on the videos in the woods. I enjoy them. Daily Dan from the Daily Dan blog. I'm down here in Florida. I don't even know how I got here. I'm down here in Florida with Midwest Bigfoot researchers. I don't know how the hell I got here. I'm smoking a cigarette. I'm gonna find me a Bigfoot. Hey, thanks for watching.
I love that guy. Thanks for the shout out, dude. That was really cool. And that's Midwest Bigfoot. So what do you say I look up, and I've got one ready somewhere, one of my really old shows I've done called Sasquatch Saturday. I went back through all my Sasquatch Saturdays, and you can find them on the playlist on Daily Dan's The Good Stuff, and they're all awesome. And I went back through the playlist, and I found some that didn't get copyright claims, which were few and far between, because on Daily Dan's The Good Stuff, I get a few copyright claims. I think I'm up to 400 now. Oh my God. Check this out.
Whatever's behind you looks awesome. Are those comic books on the wall?
Yeah, I'm a comic book collector.
Oh, that was awesome.
No shit.
I want to see what you love that,
man. Let's take a walk. Of course you will. I don't know how good you can see this wall, but you got Lidsville, Happy Days, The Man from Uncle, The Monkeys, H&R Puppet stuff. That's a real collector's item. To get smart comic books. Bonanza, I've even got an 18. Oh, fuck. Man, I'm a big Star Trek guy, as you can see, all original. That's the very first Star Trek ever made. Oh my God.
That's awesome.
You can see all my Star Trek stuff. Hell, I've even got a Night Stalker or two. Nice. My guy's Carl Kolchak, you know. Wow, man. And you can go on my channel, the Daily Dan blog, and go to the playlist for comic books and see me review and talk about each and every comic book that's on the wall. That's great, man. There's not a... Where's Connor at? Now, you and Connor would have a book conversation. So, here's what I've got coming up in September, October, and November, because I love doing horror stuff around this time of the year. What's that? This is an Alice Cooper comic book. No. Way. Ball of Evil. No. Species. This is with Dracula versus Zorro. Oh, no. Queen of the Dam, based on the movie by Anne Rice. Yep. A Monsters original. I've already done one Monsters. You can see that on the Daily Dan blog. Fright Night. Original Dark Shadows comics. Original Dark Shadows. They cost me a pretty penny. Yeah. Puppet Master. Wow. Vampirella, of course. You gotta watch Vampirella. Some of her comic books actually got me blocked on YouTube. They took my videos down because of the graphic nudity in them. Man, some Boris Karloff stuff, originals. Oh my gosh.
I still ain't did them.
That's just the stuff I've got coming. Some of the stuff I've got coming up over the next month or two. My God. You got a first look here. Usually I don't tell nobody what I'm going to do. I just surprise them. Yeah. That's a great.
You gotta have a Howard the Duck Star Wars audition.
don't think. I got David Cassidy from the Partridge Family coming out tomorrow, and I done one Partridge Family comic book. If you like the old classic stuff.
You got the 70s, like the 70s sitcom, the 70s, the shows, the old movies, the old retro kind of old shows and stuff. You have any Twilight Zone?
Hard to get. I haven't found one yet. But I do got lots of stuff like Vault of Horror and Creep Show and stuff like that.
Creep Show, yes, of course you got Creep Show. Wow, dude, congratulations, man. I would say you're good at investment, so when you retire, no, but you don't want to ever give it up, so you don't really have an investment. You have a collection.
Quite a few of these I've had for a long time. I got several over here on the other wall that are actually really, really old. Like, I've got a Dick Tracy from the 40s, a Sea Hunt that's from the 40s, and a Lone Ranger that's from the 40s. They're my oldest ones.
Conan comics need. Conan comics.
I've actually did a Red Sonja where she marries Conan in the comic book.
I did Conan. I was a Conan collector. I did the black and whites. I was strictly a black and white guy. I know people are like, what are you talking about? They had black and white sketching was, and then they had the color. Then they had the Son of Conan, that whole fucking series of Son of Conan. Even had a Conan, Son of Conan, the magician, the Son of Conan, the blah 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 blah. I was a diehard. That and Swamp Thing. I had Swamp Thing collection.
Yeah, I've probably got a couple of the Swamp Things laying around. You know, it's ironic. I've got thousands of comics, but I've only reviewed maybe 200 of them. And you go to my channel, the Daily Dan Blog, and you can check that out, and you will see just multiple comic book reviews going back way to last year when I started YouTubing.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to do a lot more.
Anybody in the sidebar have a comment?
Let me apologize for my language in advance. Don't come on there if you're 12 years old.
No. 18 years old.
I have a kind of an adult theme towards comic book reviews.
Okay, yeah.
I have a slight case of Tourette's, and I never know what the fuck's going to come out of my mouth.
I'm the same way.
No, you got one.
Wow.
Oops, I'm sorry, you
There's
did.
a playlist.
Transformers.
Yeah, that's a piece of crap. If a comic book's a piece of garbage or boring or crappy, I'll be the first one to call it out. Matter of fact, I love comic books, but I love comic book covers for like wall art. Most of the stuff inside the comic books, I call it torment.
Ooh, look at that. Kiss number 1 from 1990. Rare
Kiss, the old Kiss Army. It was a Kiss Army. Yeah.
I've got a few Kiss comic books already up, but I've got more to do.
He's got me on the bottom, and
Have you ever heard of? I know it's an alternative collection. Nobody's ever hardly heard of it. I was a Too Much Coffee Man comic collector. I don't know if you've ever heard of Too Much Coffee Man.
No, I know what that is actually, but I've never actually seen one. I've heard somebody else talk about it.
Yeah. It's like one of those things you start a collection, and then I had to get every one of them until they stopped making them. Too Much Coffee Man. Yeah, it's just about a guy that just drinks coffee and turns into a superhero. That's about it.
And we put his link in the chat. That's the link to his videos of comics, guys, right here. I just put it in the chat.
Well, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., which they just recently made a movie, and I love The Man from U.N.C.L.E. The movie was really good.
Well, I've got lucky and managed to find, I've got 3 real old Man from U.N.C.L.E. first run comic books, but I've got an original copy that's really hard to find of The Girl from U.N.C.L.E.
I've never heard of that, dude.
They're already been reviewed. You can find reviews for them on the Daily Dan Blog. But if you can see them, there's The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yeah, of course.
Man from U.N.C.L.E. These are from the 1960s. But there it is, The Girl from U.N.C.L.E.
The Girl from Anybody heard of The Girl from U.N.C.L.E.?
It was the only one I've ever seen and the only one I've ever heard of. And there's an X-Files over here.
Of course.
I want to ask you, now you have a video here that says Dogmen are Bigfoot. Are you saying that people are mistaken Dogman as being something?
No, I'm saying I don't make no judgments or no calls on my channel. I present evidence and try to let my viewers give their opinions of what they think. And I hear these growls in the woods. I don't know what's making them. It could be anything out there. I catch what I can on viewers and the people who know a lot more than me to make that determination. Is it Bigfoot or is it Dog Man? And that's the question I'm usually asking.
You know, I'm just talking here. This is free talk. This is all free talk. Because if I see two different footprints, and for me, it would be hard to say, well, this one looks like a Dogman foot. This one looks like a Bigfoot print. Because unless you have the creatures that made those, you really don't know.
Well, that's just it. See, I'm from South Carolina. I'm a hillbilly country boy. I've been hunting, fishing, and tracking since I was 8 years old. I was shooting guns before I was in middle school. You know,
Yeah, me too.
I can hit the broadside. I can hit a 2-inch target at 100 yards with a rifle without a scope.
Yeah, I can take the ball.
Have you ever seen the Beverly Hillbillies where they light matches on the pitch flow? That's what me and my grandpa did for practice when I was a youngin'. You might work the damn, you couldn't light that match 50 yards away.
That's pretty good.
Hello, I'm Nancy Glass. Welcome to Inside Edition. Bill O'Reilly is on assignment. Do you believe in werewolves? If you ask that question in a small town in Wisconsin, don't be surprised if the answer is yes. Something strange is going on up there, and we'll tell you about it a little later on. But first, we've been investigating dangers at shopping malls across the country. It turns out that...
So let's take a look at some cryptids from Inside Edition. Another great show that won't copyright you for using their material.
That thing, that was no dog. That was too big to be a dog. That thing was bigger than me. There is something going on in the woods of Wisconsin. It isn't Bigfoot, but it is a mysterious beast, and enough people have seen it to know it exists. What is it? We asked Joe Lloyd to find out.
I told my mom I thought I saw a werewolf, and my mom believed me.
I was walking along a good probably 7 to 10 seconds before it had turned its head.
That thing, that was no dog. That was too big to be a dog. That thing was bigger than me.
That thing was stalking cornfields, jumping on cars, and feasting on roadkill. For 2 years, people in Elkhorn, Wisconsin whispered about a king-sized creature who roamed Bray Road.
It had really big claws. It was holding its roadkill like it had elbows, and it was kneeling on 2 knees, like a human being might do.
Eerie stories like that prompted Linda Godfrey, a reporter and cartoonist, to investigate. It was all just too bizarre not to be for real.
When you live in a small town and you say you've seen something that looks like a dog man or a wolf man, you know, you're going to get some ridicule, and they did. So they had no reason to say this.
Despite the ridicule, beast believers came forward in Godfrey's Beast of Bray Road article, like Doris Gibson, who'd seen it on Halloween night 1991. Driving down Bray Road, she had gotten out of her car when she thought she had hit an animal.
It was foggy out, and I was a little bit afraid. And this big thing come just like trucking, you know? Just trucking down the road at me, man. I looked at it, and I'm like, ah! And I ran, I got back in the car. You know, and before I peeled off, that thing scratched the back of the car.
Tom Brichta's car was also scratched by the creature from Bray Road.
My adrenaline started pumping. I was scared.
But this is a creature that likes to cross county lines. Tom saw it twice on Route 106.
We were having a good time and stuff. We were singing the oldies and jamming out and stuff. And all of a sudden I noticed this on the side of the road.
He was big and he looked intimidating. I was scared of his appearance.
Back on Bray Road, Lori Andreezy remembers her close encounter with the creature in 1990.
I saw it kneeling on the side of the road, and it was eating something. And I came up from behind it, and I slowed down because I thought it was a person at first. So I came up from behind it, and I realized it wasn't a person when I saw its pointy ears.
From those descriptions, Linda drew up this composite picture of the beast All agreed it was very big, with pointy ears and broad-chested, with a shaggy coat, streaked with silver, gray, or black.
It had brought its right hand up, stopped, looked over by the car, real nonchalant, and made eye contact with both Scott and I, and gave like this sneer, like it was challenging us. Like, you know, what are you going to do about it? You know, I'm here, you're there. I'm bigger than you are. You can't do anything about it.
But with all the sightings, no one knew if it was man, beast, or even a combination of the two. One person simply called it God's mistake.
I would assume that what they saw was some sort of an animal, probably dog-like in nature, either a loose dog or a coyote.
I just said, it's a big animal, and it's upset, really upset.
If werewolves do exist, this is probably a werewolf.
Hey, what are you doing? Once the W word was spoken, werewolf mania broke out in Elkhorn. T-shirts were gobbled up, and personal capture permits were issued, courtesy of Hairy Face. Even the local bakery made Beast of Bray Road cookies, touting them as werewolf cookies that will make you howl. Letters came pouring in. One in particular sent chills down Linda's spine.
He said it was too large to be a wolf. It had a terribly unkempt look to its fur, wild, not normal.
Elaine Bushman was describing what her husband Robert had witnessed in 1991. The Bushmans live in St. Nazian and were just passing through town when Robert spied the creature. They knew nothing of the beastly tales that haunted Elkhorn.
I've never seen anything that would be dirty enough and for some reason or other scary enough to make you feel the hair lift up on your arms, you know?
So, is it a dog, coyote, or werewolf? Believe what you will, but just remember, it's here. Just wait.
While no formal reports were made to the Elkhorn police, the department did get some teasing from other police departments in the state, giving them a hard time about being the home of the werewolf.
What do you think about that, YouTube? Have to forgive me, but I got a little coughing going on over here. So I hope y'all are enjoying the show tonight. I've been trying to do a little after show and show y'all some cool stuff. Be sure to let me know in the comments and in the chat what you think. And now we'll try to find us another tune to play. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm actually going through a list of songs right now, looking for something kind of bluesy and slow. I thought I heard something just now. With all the music and videos playing, it's awful hard, to keep an eye on what's going on and stuff and doing the old activity watch. But like I said, it's been weeks and I haven't seen much of anything. It's been quiet, unfortunately. As a matter of fact, I'll be the first one to state it's been a little too quiet. Check this out, YouTube.
Now in South Carolina, way down yonder, there's a big old critter that likes to wander around my backyard sometimes late at night. Well, it ain't no beaver, bobcat, or bear, 'cause he's 8 foot tall and covered in hair, and the first time I seen him, he give me quite a fright. Well, he eats from my garden and pees in my grass, and he stings like a skunk mixed with grizzly bear ass, and he scares my cats when they smell him come around. Well, he spends his time peeking around trees, and he thinks what he wants, and he does what he pleases, like scratching his butt and making a grunting sound. Sasquatch, Sasquatch, knocking on the trees, chucking rocks and screaming like a troop of chimpanzees. Sasquatch, Sasquatch, running around my place. Are you the missing link, or are you you may wonder, what does a Sasquatch do when he's wandering around at 1:45 in the middle of the night because he's feeling down? Well, he comes on over to visit my house. I think he has a little thing for my spouse, but she always feels like someone is around. Well, he looks in the windows and checks out my wife. Can't say as I blame him. She looks pretty nice in a fuzzy robe as green as the foam of the sea. Well, he stands and he blinks as he ponders and thinks about humans and love, and she smiles so sweet. He wonders what the heck she sees in me. Sasquatch, Sasquatch, stop looking in my windows. I think it's kind of creepy, you voyeuristic weirdo. Sasquatch, Sasquatch, keep your big paws to yourself. Ain't you got a lady Sasquatch to raise your Sasquatch whelps? Well, I made a report to BFRO. Them fellers that got that Squatch hunting show. Finding Bigfoot is what they're all about. They said people see him all the time and make lots of reports that are just like mine. And if you see him too, go ahead and give him a shout. Now I wish I knew some Sasquatch lingo. I'd invite him on over to party and mingle with me and my wife and a few of our closest friends. But I guess I'll smile and just wave hi the next time the big guy comes walking by. Saying hello just might become a trend. Sasquatch, Sasquatch, my big old hairy friend. There's some that don't believe in you, but I will till the end. Sasquatch, Sasquatch, hope your legend never ends. Didn't know that we were neighbors, but I hope we can be friends.
I hope y'all like that. That's a little Sasquatch tune. I did a Sasquatch Bigfoot music on a Bigfoot show. You know you're going to hear something like that around Daily Dan, right? So if you like the song, be sure to let me know in the comments or the chat, depending on when you're watching this.
Jacqueline?
Now we're going to take a pause for the calls. And I'm going to whip out a video from a bunch of our multiple sponsors here at the Daily Dan blog.
Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Messing with Sasquatch.
Shay.
Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wilds. Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Messing with Sasquatch. Ding dong! Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wild side. Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Messing with Sasquatch.
Ready? Here you go.
Hey, big guy. You want to play with us? I'm going to put this ball right here, and you run up and give it a big old kick. Right over that mountain there. Big old kick. Come on. Jack Link's Jerky. Feed you wild side. Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Hey, look. Check this out. Hey, buddy, try this. It's real good. You can do it. Come on. Yeah, try the poke. Come on. Yeah, try it. Yum, yum,
Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wild side. Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Check this out.
Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wild side. Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Trailer's awesome.
Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wild side. Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Get a comment off, world.
Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wild side. Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Hey there, big guy. You know, you look a little tired. Why don't you come sit down over here? Yeah, come on. That's right, too.
Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wild side. Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Hey, you want to ride? It's okay. Sorry. We're sorry. Sorry, buddy.
Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wild side. Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Hey there, big guy. You know, you look a little tired. Why don't you come over here and sit down? Yeah, come on. That's right, too.
Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wild side.
And the
Jack
number
Link's
one
Beef
commercial.
Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
5 feet from the hole, right here.
Hey, big fella. Want a cold one? Yeah, that's it. Come on, you can do it.
Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wild side.
Oh, how'd you like that, YouTube? That was a look at some Jack Link commercials. I love the Messin' with Sasquatch stuff. Don't y'all like it? Let me know. I thought that was kind of cool. And it's getting kind of late. It's almost time for the show to be over. You know, I like to run about 2 hours. And we're coming down to the last few minutes of this show. I appreciate everybody for joining me. It's been a blast. I hope you liked the show part of the show, and I hope you enjoyed the after show even more. I'll be back next Saturday night here on 13 o'clock live with a surprise or two. Some good music. Some out there stuff. I want to remind everybody her link's in the chat. My flock is everywhere. We'll be streaming here in about 15 minutes on her channel. Everybody should check her out. And I'll close the show with this tune. And I appreciate everybody for joining me. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this out with all your friends. Thanks for staying up late with me, Thrash Fondo. Give me a text later on the cell phone. Let me know what you thought about this show.
Out in the hills you can hear the coyotes cry. Thunder and lightning red through the sky. Up around the bend.
Lucky Smith, I will play some of your videos on my next show. Or something.
You're all alone, but there's something in the trees. Something so dangerous it'll bring you to your knees. You fire with your rifle, the barrel's still hot. And out comes a Sasquatch from hell. Breath breathing, fiery hot. Up on Eagle Mountain Road, my granddaddy fought a Sasquatch, I am told. Up on Eagle Mountain Road, my granddaddy fought a Sasquatch, I am told.
Greetings, you can stay here on the damn vlog. I'm back in my favorite place. Did you enjoy that little song there? And yeah, yo, Mox, you finally showed up at the end of the freaking show. Well done! It would have been nice if you had been here when the damn thing started. But I appreciate you coming anyway, little brother. And I want to thank everybody for showing up. Lucky, I made you a mod so you can drop your link if you want to. And our show has been wonderful. I thank everybody for joining me. Be sure to check out Daily Dan's The Good Stuff. In the playlist, you'll find Sasquatch Saturday, a collection of great Sasquatch episodes I do on that channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Be sure to share this out with all your friends. And until next time, this is Danny Staten on the Daily Dan blog. I love saying that. Blog over, dudes. Well, I'm going to wait till right at the 2-hour mark, because I'm going to make my show officially a 2-hour show. 1 hour of real show, 1 hour of whatever the hell this was after the show. Giggity, giggity, giggity. Yeah, I know, it's that kind of show, right? And one night we might be sitting out here and there might actually be a live something happening episode. That would be great if something actually ever happened out here anymore. Next week I'll play a video where something did happen and I encountered a demon-like thing. Y'all will enjoy that. If you can't wait, look it up on the Daily Dan blog. Till next time, blog over, dudes.